Ladies and gentlemen, it's the last two matches of the season with Taunton Town, and we're looking very, very good. Welcome back to part 8 of our Zero to Hero series with Taunton Town, and as we can see, we are down to our last two matches of the season in the league today against Worthing, who are in 9th place, and then Chelmsford, who are in 18th. Since you were last with me, we are on a fantastic unbeaten run. As you can see here, we have not lost since the last episode at all. We did just draw against Dulwich Hamlet, but they were directly below us, so a draw seems like a fairly okay result. As it stands, we are in 3rd place. The playoffs are already guaranteed and will be in tomorrow's episode unless we pull off a massive coup in today's episode and somehow win the league, which mathematically is still possible. And if for some reason both Havant and Waterloo and Chippenham lose both of their last games, then I'm all for it. But I think what we're really playing for here is trying to get into that 2nd place spot above Chippenham, which I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do we play 3 rounds of playoffs or 2 rounds of playoffs for in 2nd place? Let me know down in the comments below if you know. I'm sure we will find out in tomorrow's episode regardless. The only other main thing that has happened before we go through that, actually, let's have a look at transfers. The joys of this always being open in non-league is that Harry Warwick has left the club. He's gone over to Hereford in the National League North. He's doing okay there, but not fantastically. It's not a player that necessarily wanted to sell, but he is one that wasn't going to get in front of Marcel Taylor-Crostel, Asante, and Jaden Smith. So for the good of his career, he is gone. The other thing that's happened, which has put us in a little bit of a pickle, if we just untick this, is George McLennan, who is obviously our first choice left back, is out injured with sprained ankle ligaments and going to be out for another 3 weeks. He's already been out for 2 weeks. It's not great because it leaves us a little bit short over at left back, but it does mean that our lineup today is going to be Rogerson in goal, Kennedy, Folston, Purcell and Powell as our back four, Ashcroft, James, Lucas, Zach Smith in midfield, Asante and Taylor-Crostel up front today. As you can see, it does mean obviously that Kennedy has slotted into that left back spot. He's probably going to be there for the rest of the season. Jay Folston can go over there as well if we need him to, but at the moment he's playing in the centre of defence, and I don't really have any plans to change that as it stands. Early highlight here then, and it is, I've forgotten who we're playing. Who are we playing? Worthing. We're playing Worthing. I don't know why I forgot that momentarily. I genuinely has had to quickly have a look. Taylor-Crostel regaining possession though very, very quickly, stopping that attack. And Zach Smith now on the ball, trying to thread that one through to Asante, not quite coming off. It is a big game of tennis here early on in this tie. It is very back and forth between the two teams. Powell just trying to decide what to do with the ball, decides to pass it back. So Zach Smith running into the box though, does get there. And it has taken some sort of deflection off of an opposition player. So it's going out for a corner, which James is going to be there to take, swinging into the near post to Folston. Or it's a bit of a goal line scramble, but it doesn't go in the back of the net for us there. But we are really up for this match by the look of it. Jay Folston once again there off another corner, getting his head to it, dominating the opposition in the air. But unfortunately, not actually converting his chances, which is what we need him to be doing. Nonetheless, we are very, very much in charge of this tie as it stands. And hopefully it just remains that way throughout the rest of the match. Although our possession stats, it looks like we're playing very much on the counter because we definitely do not have control of the ball. I feel like we'd take that though if it results in 3 points for us today. I feel like we'd be very happy with that. Of course, that does mean we have to go out and grab a goal in this second half. And it is Worthing starting off the highlights for us in that second half. And it looks like Kennedy has pushed Lewis White and just given away a penalty. Not exactly what we needed, is it really, Mr. Kennedy? If you could avoid doing that. Especially if we get to the playoffs. We don't want to be giving away any needless penalties. We'll allow this one. Ollie Pearce there converting for Worthing. And maybe we need to think about doing something about this. We're very much, like I said, ahead. We're going to just change to positive and encourage the boys today. And hopefully get something out of this match. If you do enjoy this episode, of course, a bit of a weird time to do this, but if you do enjoy this episode, please do drop a like down below. It is very, very helpful. It is very much appreciated, and it massively supports the channel. With that said, 70 minutes on the clock. Asante's looking tired. Let's get him off. Let's keep everyone fit. Jaden Smith can come on. Both Lee Lucas and Zach Smith aren't having the best games of their career. I think Lucas comes off for Joe Budd. And do we leave it at that for a minute? I feel like we do, just for a second. We confirm those substitutions. We'll just make another one in a second if we need to. Purcell with a throw into Taylor Crossdale then, who brings it back away from the goal. You are running the wrong way, sir. Into Ashcroft, over to Jaden Smith. Jaden Smith clattering that against the post there. And it is just not turning out to be our day here. Right, next substitution then. Gareth Lewis coming on for Ashcroft. We'll put him on attacking as well. We'll put Jaden Smith on attack as well. And we probably go attacking ourselves. We don't necessarily need to win this match. But a loss doesn't really do us much good either. And I'd rather get those 3 points on the board and be going into the playoffs in some really, really good form. Because today was not the day coming into those playoffs to start losing matches. Unfortunately, it does look like that is what we're going to be doing. This one's been pushed away as far as Powell pumped back into the box. But Zach Smith unable to get on the end of that. And now Worrell are going to come on a counter-attack here. We have cut that one out pretty easily, and it's gone all the way back to our goalkeeper, Rogerson, who once again pumps it forward, looking for Taylor Crossdale. It's nodded down. James now. Lewis back into Taylor Crossdale, and he does draw us level. King Taylor Crossdale. Bow down to the king of Taunton in this series. That man has come in clutch for us so many times this season when we've been struggling. Him and Jaden Smith are basically swapping who's starting next to Asante. And between the three of them, they have grabbed a lot of goals this season. A huge, ridiculous amount of goals. It's a little bit mad. We're staying on attacking for the rest of this match. There's no point in changing it now. And maybe we go and grab another one here. Zach Smith pushing that one forward over to the other Smith, Jaden this time, crossing it into Taylor Crossdale, who does get his head to it, but it is just wide. That could have been the goal. It would have grabbed us 3 points, but it does look like it's going to be a draw, although there is one last minute highlight here. Rogerson saves it. That is the last action of the match, and we go in 1-1 away from this match, heading into the final match of the season. It does mean how obviously we can't win the league. I did kind of say that we weren't going to win the league, but it was nice to dream. Tonbridge have secured a playoff spot as well. We've got our one match left. I'd like to go to Chelmsford. Is it Chelmsford? Who are we playing? Chelmsford. I'd like to go to Chelmsford and absolutely batter them in this match. So we're going into the playoffs full of confidence, full of goals, and hopefully getting promoted this season. We are here for the match against Chelmsford then. We haven't made any changes to our lineup. It is exactly the same as the last match. It's likely to be the team that starts any of those playoff matches as well. I'm not anticipating making any massive bold changes. The only one that could change is Taylor Crossdale out and Jaden Smith in. Very much depends how we're feeling on the day, maybe who we're playing against, maybe if one of them is tired, then those two can alternate a little bit. Asante obviously can come out for one of them as well, but the rest of the team I think is pretty much locked in now. There isn't really a lot we can do in changing the team in terms of squad depth. There isn't really a lot we can do in changing the team in terms of ability either, but that aside, why we wait for a highlight, this has been a very, very good first season with Taunton Town. I think the fact that we were meant to finish 23rd and we're up in the playoffs, we've not really challenged for the title, but we're not miles away from winning the title either, I think speaks volumes of how well we've done this season. Taylor Crossdale into Asante, does get his head to it. No goal on this occasion, though. I think, yeah, we need to be very, very proud of this season. We've done absolutely fantastically. I think we've got the best goal difference in the league as well. Although that could change if we're going to concede dodgy goals. We've got away with one there. It sort of bubbled around a little bit on the line and is cleared eventually. And there's a corner here. And that one has ended up in the back of the net. This is not what we want. We do not want to be going into the playoffs in poor form, because the teams that go in poor form, it doesn't matter where you are in the league, they never do very well. They just tend to roll over and be fodder for the teams that have gone in good form. Anderson here with another corner. It is cleared. Taylor Crossdale going to pass it forward to himself. I mean, it's worked for him, so we'll allow it. Taylor Crossdale here then just waiting for some players to catch up. Lloyd James does catch up outside the edge of the area and thumps that one home to draw us back level. That is the response we needed if we're going to do well in these playoffs. I'm a little bit apprehensive about the playoffs this season, because obviously, let's say we do go in and let's say we do win them, how well are we going to do in the National League? Because we struggle at times in this league. I think the National League might be a little bit of a bloodbath for us. We might go and lose a lot of matches unless we can build something very, very special in the summer, which is potential to happen. I suppose we either go up and we lose lots of matches, and if we can survive, yay, or we don't go up via the playoffs, and then we come in next season in this league with a view to dominating it with the players that we've used this season already in place. The likes of Taylor Crossdale, the likes of Asante, Jaden Smith, Folston will still be here. So a lot of the players that we use on a weekly basis will still be here. Zach Smith is one of them. Lloyd James there trying to get, is pretty much a replica of his first goal there from range. Hasn't come off on this occasion though, although the ball is back with us in the next highlight. Kennedy pumping this one forward out wide to Zach Smith. Zach Smith in the area now. He is going to go it alone twice, when really he had 2 or 3 Taunton Town players there that he could have just squared the ball forward for them to easily tap home. So I am questioning his decision making a little bit there, going for glory himself, when realistically he could have looked at the overarching benefit for the team and instead decided to try and put himself on the score sheet. Maybe not the thing to do on this occasion. Jaden Smith going to come on here instead of Asante. Asante's kind of stopped scoring goals all of a sudden, which isn't great. We'll put Jaden Smith as a deep lying forward on attack. He isn't great as a target forward, really. So that's probably the best decision as we chase another goal in this tie. We're not looking too bad, but I would like another goal. We encourage the team here, and I feel like we're going to go attacking. Purcell with that throw into Ashcroft. Kennedy, that one's taken away from him. Lots of tackles flying in here from the Chelmsford team. Anderson pumping this one forward, and their striker has got the wrong side of our defence. Luckily, just fires that one over the crossbar with no real worry for our goalkeeper. And we now need to make those couple of changes. Joe Budd can come on for Lucas because he's on a yellow card. We don't want him being sent off, and Gareth Lewis can come on for Ashcroft over on the left-hand side. As I mentioned, we have got an attack in here. I'd really like us to find another goal and end this league season on a high. Zach Smith regaining possession there, trying to find Bud, not managing it, although Smith has once again regained possession. Out to James. Oh, jeez. Out to James on the edge of the area. And he has absolutely smashed that one into the back of the net. That is his second of the game, and it is an absolute beauty. From range, picks his spot, and just oofs it into the back of the net. Thank you very much, Mr. Lloyd James. You are not going to be here next season, but while you are here, you are doing some lovely stuff for us. Lovely, lovely, lovely. That is what we like. Rogerson there reclaiming possession from that free kick, and is now calmly going to absolutely batter it forward to Taylor Crossdale. Taylor Crossdale has managed to get the better of his defender. Doesn't manage to convert though. That is a very, very poor finish from Taylor Crossdale. It is a bit of a rarity. He normally converts those ones, but just a bit panicked there. Maybe the occasion and the thought of the playoffs is getting to our team a little bit here, because we have looked a little bit shaky since we confirmed that we would be in the playoffs this season. It's not the ideal time for nerves. I guess it is a very big occasion, though. You know, last season you were getting promoted. This season you're in the playoffs. Did Taunton get promoted for winning the league last season? Or did they get promoted through the playoffs? I'm actually not sure. I should probably go have a look. Kennedy has found himself in space there. Swinging it into Jaden Smith. Goalkeeper does get to it, but not enough to hold on to it. And Jaden Smith is going to tap home our third of the day. And that is absolutely job done now. No problems for us. We've made it look a little bit more difficult than we needed to today, but it's another 3 points on the board. We're going to go into those playoffs in tomorrow's episode in some really good form, which is exactly what we did need. And that is about as much as we could hope for. It looks like we're going to finish third in the league. I don't know who that means we play in terms of the playoffs. I'm not entirely sure if we play fourth place, maybe. I'd imagine so. James going for his hat-trick from range. It would have been a hat-trick of goals from outside the area and trying his best there. Doesn't manage to get his third. But we have looked pretty decent at the end of this season. I think we can be very happy with what we've done. I guess now what we need to work out is who will we be playing in the next match. That's an interesting one. Exeter City have just lost their manager. That's a shame for them. I do get these alerts because I am an Exeter supporter in real life, and as such always put my favourite team as Exeter in Football Manager, and then it just alerts you of anything happening. I quite like seeing it, to be honest. Right, let's have a look at the schedule. It means unknown. I'd like to know who it is we're playing, so we're just going to go forward until we find out. Right, so it looks like we don't find out, so we are going to be playing either Hampton and Richmond or Eastbourne Borough. We have a look at where everyone finished the league. You can see they're playing a playoff at the moment. We're not in that one. What I don't know is how far away the semi-finals are. It looks like they're quite some way off. I'm not sure exactly when it is. We'll find out. But either way, in the next episode, then we will be playing those playoff matches against either Hampton and Richmond or Eastbourne Borough and hoping to get to the final and then maybe get promoted. It is going to be a big episode. If you're excited for that one and you have enjoyed today's content, please do drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, all that lovely stuff. It is always very much appreciated. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching today. I'll see you on tomorrow's episode. Bye-bye.